Hi, welcome to Theater Crafts, where we take theater memorabilia and we make brand new treasures. So, when I was little, my mother used to do these craft projects with us in the kitchen. And we would all sit around the table and we would draw on plastic, a shrink plastic. And after you did the drawing, you would put this plastic in the oven and it shrinks down to a portion of its original size. Now, shrink plastic's been around for a very long time, and I thought it would be really fun today to use that shrink plastic to make keychains. So what I've done is I've taken theater posters and I have created keychains, added some jewels to it, added some beads to it for fun. And so we're making keychains, theater-inspired keychains with shrink plastic. So let's get crafting. Okay, so here I am in Canva, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a new set of keychains. So this is the one that I did before, and what I'll do is I'm actually going to go to Uploads, and I'm going to upload files. So you see the examples that I used here from others. But I'm going to go to upload files, and I literally just took screenshots. I'm going to go down here. I took screenshots of a couple of shows, playbills. I'm just going to upload them right into Canva. I'm sorry, my cat is here and she wants to play with the computer. And so you see here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those into my document. Now those are too big for keychains anyway. And I'm going to kind of play with these a little bit in terms of size. And I found that, you can do these with anything. You can make keychains like this with program covers, like I'm doing here. Just kind of keeping size consistent here. And so you can do that, or you could, make them with pictures, images of shows that you've been in, or anything like that would be certainly appropriate too. Like the white on the top there. Okay, so now what I did on the ones that I had done previously is I found just a tag. So if you go over here to Elements, okay, and I typed in tag, all right, so type in tag, and then it gives you lots of different options. And I just chose this very first one and put that in my doc. And you're going to duplicate that in a moment. But the reason I liked that is because it had the hole on the top. So it gave you a real good place to, put your hole for your the keychain element to go through. Whoops. All right, let's go here. And we're going to, no, kitty. My kitty is insistent. She wants to play with the computer. Okay, so I've got that keychain like tag cover there. So I'm actually going to duplicate that so that I can, sorry, I duplicated the wrong thing. Duplicate this tag, and I'm going to put it over here so they're all around the same size. I'll duplicate that again and bring it down here. Now I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because I don't want it to go off the edge there. So I made those a little bit bigger. So really, that's all there is to it. It's really important that you flip your images. So if you click on the image of the playbill, okay, so I'm going to send the tags to the back. You'll see why in a moment. Okay, so I'm going to click on the tags and send them backwards. So I don't know if you noticed how I did that position, and then you send them, this is the arrangement, you're going to send them back. The reason for that is when you print on the sheet, the plastic, you need to you're going to print on the reverse side. So you need to flip the image. So you're going to go up here and you're going to flip your image horizontally for each of these so that they are facing the correct way when you print them. So you'll flip these, flip horizontally, okay? And then these are now ready to send to the printer. So what you'll do, actually you'll share, you're gonna go to downloads, okay? And I'm only gonna download page 2, okay? I'm gonna download that. And then that will download to my printer that just downloaded, downloaded to my computer that just downloaded. And what will happen is I will take that download and I will send that to the printer. But first, we have to prepare the plastic to go into the printer. And that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so I want to show you the images that I, from the previous keychains that I made. This is what they look like when they are printed. If you notice, they're reversed. So it's when like I said, I flip the images. And the reason for that is, here is the shrink plastic. Here's the shrink plastic here. There's a shiny side, and then there's kind of a dull side. You're actually going to print onto the dull side, but the shiny side is the right side of it. And so you want to print on the dull side so that when you flip it over, it is facing the correct way. So now the plastic that I got happens to be kind of half size. It's not quite the full size. Oh, that piece just broke. It happens to be half size. So I'm going to kind of put a couple pieces on paper. I'm just going to tape it down. And that's mostly so that I can put that through the printer. And you want to be careful. When I first did these, I actually put the tape a little bit too far in and it printed onto the tape. So you want to be careful about that. So I'm just taping it down. This I've done previously too with things like, I don't know if you remember when I did the rocks, I had oh goodness, Allison, the tissue paper that I used. Now this, I'm going to cut this one down just a little bit, just because it's a little bit too big. And again, putting this side out, the rough side or the textured side out. Okay. Now they do have plastic that is 8.5 by 11, which would be a lot easier. I did not get that kind. I thought I was getting that kind, but I didn't. And so this is what I have. So this is what I'm using. But this worked just fine when I was doing my demo. So it works beautifully. All right, so here it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into my printer the way you normally would for your paper. And then I'm going to press print. Now I found that when I made the other ones, let me show you, you can see, I'm going to show you on this side a little bit. They kind of smudged a little bit. I actually printed them on a higher print quality. And so I'm going to actually print these on a regular old print quality, and we'll see how they turn out. So that's what we're going to do for this, just standard printing. All right, I'm going to go over and I'll show you putting this into the printer. Okay, so here is my printer. This is what I have for a printer. I have the Epson EcoTank. I find that this works for the variety of projects that I do here. And I've got the printer paper here with the plastic on top, and I'm just going to put it right into my printer feed here. And then I'm going to go over and I'm going to press print on the computer, and then we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so for some reason, my recorder didn't happen. So basically, you can see here the printer. You saw it print, and these are the prints. So I actually cut this out of the plastic. Okay, and this one, if you notice on the Hadestown image, it printed not quite on the plastic. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. It's totally easy to cut too. This shrink plastic is very easy. So this, unfortunately, I didn't put the image low enough in my dock when I was designing it, so it didn't go down far enough on the shrink plastic. You see here, so the plastic goes there. However, I could probably still use it. I mean, there's no right or wrong here. That's the beauty of it. So I could probably still just make my hole a little bit smaller there, or a little bit shorter. In fact, I'm going to cut the whole black off of this. And you don't have to have a frame. I just chose to do that. But that's not something that is required, certainly. So you can see how easy it is to cut. It's pretty, especially before it's before you cook it. While we're working, I have my oven preheating. It is preheating to 350, and we're going to cook them in the oven in a moment. All right, so once I've cut them out, you notice this is the side that we printed on. This is the side, the correct side, and that's the shiny side. So now we're going to take a hole punch. We're just going to punch a hole in the middle of the image there, where it shows the hole, and that's going to be the hole for the keychain. Okay. All right. There we go. And even with this one, we can still do this right here, and that's absolutely fine. Like I said, there's no right or wrong. Beautiful. Actually, it doesn't seem even here. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take a basically a cookie sheet, and I've got the cookie sheet lined with parchment paper so that it doesn't damage my cookie sheet. And I'm just going to put the images flat on the cookie sheet. And then this is going to go in the oven. And like I said, 350. And I'm going to show you, it's going to be fast. It's like maybe 2 minutes, how quick this is. All right, I'm going to go to the oven. All right, I'm going to place these in the oven. The oven is hot. So I'm going to show you, so if you can see well enough. And you can see that they'll start to curl up in a moment. And there they go. If you can see the one in the back. It's so fun to watch. And then they're going to actually lay flat in a moment. When they're done, you'll see that they'll go flat. All right, they're just about done. That was under a minute and a half. All right, and here they are. I'll pull these out. And I'm going to let them cool completely. Look at that. Looks so cool. All right, so I'm going to let those cool and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have, they've cooled. You can see, you can see what that looks like. Got Frozen and our Hades town. It's a little hard to see with the light. So then what we're going to do next is we're going to make them into the keychains. So if you remember the ones that I have before, you basically need like your keychain element, and then you're going to need a jump ring. So I have a fairly decent sized jump ring just so that it will go over, down to the hole that we've put in the keychain itself. And then I don't know if you remember, I've created necklaces and jewelry. I've taken old costume jewelry and done theater crafts with those. And so that's basically what I've got is some old costume jewelry that had been broken or, are not usable, but they have some sentimental value. And so I'm using those as kind of little embellishments. So let me grab some beads and we'll get started. Okay, so I have got just a couple of beads, this old jewelry, old beads that I had in my collection. And so you're going to need some scissors. I'll need some, this is just fishing line or monofilament. So I'm going to take a bit of monofilament, not a ton, and I'll do the frozen one first. And I'm going to put the bead on the monofilament, and I'm going to bring it up. No, there are lots of ways of doing this. This is the way I did it. And I make them kind of even on the end. So you got the bead on the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to take another bead and I'm going to put that in. Oh, I'm going to try to get both holes, ends in the hole. Okay, so there we go. Now the reason I'm doing that is that way I don't know if you noticed that when I put the bead in like that, one goes through and one, it's hard to see, I'm sure, but one is going around the end, and that will keep that from falling off. So that's why I did it that way. And then, like I said, these were just beads from old costume jewelry, and I love being able to reuse them. Okay, I'm going to see if we can feed both of those in. Some of the holes were tiny. Come on. Oh, they're separated, so it's a little bit harder. You can notice all the ink on my fingers. It's because I was making things all afternoon and I kept getting printer ink on me. All right, there we go. All right, so we got that. And then I'm just going to put one more in. You don't even have to do this. I just thought it was a fun way to, again, add some kind of interest to it. So then I'm going to take the tag itself, and I'm going to put it through so that the beads are in the front. Now, I don't know if you sew, this is going to seem very similar to sewing. So I'm going to take the pieces and I'm going to put it through both pieces together and put it through the hole again. But this time I'm going to pull it through. Oops. I'm going to pull it through the loop left by the rest of the monofilament. If that makes sense. Oops, sometimes it's persnickety. Come on, get in there. All right. So see that? So see the loop here? I'm going to pull that through the loop and tighten that. Now, don't worry about we're going to do this several times, so it'll become really secure. So pulling it through again. Oops, let go, sorry. I'm gonna put it through again. Okay, and then pull it through the hole again. I did it 3 times just to be secure. Okay, and then I pulled it through again. Oops, it didn't go through. Well, we're going to tie it again on the top here. So, and I actually tied it 3 times. Now, if you're worried about it coming apart, you can also maybe put a little dab of hot glue on there. I did not on mine, but you certainly can. All right, and then we've got our little bead there, bead strand, embellishment. And then, now these, you could use like a set of pliers here, but in my case, they're pretty easy to open. And then you're just going to feed that through the hole, and then feed your loop right on there, and you're done. Look at that. That is so cute. So it could be like memory of a show. We've done Frozen before. So there are lots of ways to do this. So here, I'll do another one for you. Okay, so again, you're going to need your monofilament. Cut that. And I'll do the Annie one. So I'm going to take the tiny, tiny bead, and that is going to go at the bottom. Okay. And I'm going to make these 2 pieces even at the top. The only reason I'm making it even is it's easier to thread through the other beads. So you see that on the bottom there? Okay. And now I'm just going to thread this bead in first. Okay, and that secures it at the bottom. I'm going to put the red bead. Okay, and then there you go. And like I said, you can make this as long or short as you want. It's totally up to you, or you don't even have to include it. So then you're going to put that through. Can you hear my kitty? She likes to be the star of the videos. All right, and then put it through again. Every single time. All right, now I'm going to pull that through and tighten that up just a little bit. All right, we're going to do it again. And I'm going to do it a 3rd time just to make sure they're nice and secure. And just to make sure, because I get a little, sometimes monofilament, it can be tricky. Okay. Now I'm going to tie that. Okay. Oops. And there we go there. Cut that extra off. Okay. Wait. There we go. And then again, just taking this, put that through the hole at the top, and then thread your keychain element on, and then I'm just closing it up. There you go. Isn't that cute? All right, I'll do the next one. I'll do it fast forward it so you can see it again. All right, there they are. So these are pretty easy to make and so fun. You can use so many different images on there. You can use images from shows that you've been in. This would be a great gift or memory of a show that you saw. You can take a picture of maybe the theater or some element of one of your shows. And use that as kind of a memory of that show. So I hope you try shrink plastic. It's really fun. You saw it live. You saw how quickly it can shrink. And when you think about the size difference, I mean, this is incredible, the difference in size. That's how big they were to start. And then they got this size once they shrink. So they do shrink quite a bit. So I hope you give this a try. If you do, please share your pictures. I thank you for joining me for this week's Theater Craft, and I will see you next week. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.